If you think spiritual awakening is the end of struggle, you might be in for a surprise. Did you think that after a spiritual awakening, life would instantly become peaceful and full of clarity? That you would suddenly transcend all struggles and enter a state of perpetual bliss? If so, you're not alone. Many fall into this illusion. But the truth is, awakening is only the beginning of a much deeper transformation. And in this phase, there are certain mistakes that can trap you, keeping you stuck in cycles of confusion and frustration. Let's dive deep into 5 things you should never do after a spiritual awakening if you truly want to evolve. 1. Clinging to the old self. Your awakening shattered illusions, revealing that much of what you believed about yourself was just a conditioned identity. But here's the trap. Even after this realization, many desperately try to hold on to their old sense of self. Why? Because the unknown is terrifying. Your ego will resist change at all costs. It will try to convince you that you can integrate this new awareness without actually changing anything. But the truth is, you cannot awaken and remain the same. The version of you that existed before can no longer sustain the depth of what you've seen. Instead of clinging, ask yourself, what am I afraid to let go of? What part of my identity do I feel is slipping away? The more you resist, the more suffering you create. Surrender to the process, even when it feels uncomfortable. That discomfort is not a sign of failure, it's proof that you are evolving. 2. Searching for a new absolute truth. One of the biggest pitfalls after awakening is the urge to replace one belief system with another. You may have let go of religious dogma, societal conditioning, or spiritual misconceptions, but your mind still craves certainty. Many people jump from one ideology to another, desperate to find the ultimate truth. They attach to spiritual teachers, philosophies, or systems, believing this time they found the real answer. But here's the paradox. Truth cannot be found, it can only be experienced. Awakening is an unraveling, not a conclusion. Every time you try to grasp onto an ultimate answer, you limit your ability to evolve. Instead of looking for truth outside, learn to sit in the mystery. Embrace the unknown. Let yourself be in the question, rather than demanding an answer. 3. Isolating yourself from the world. After an awakening, many feel an intense disconnection from their previous social circles. The conversations that once felt engaging now seem trivial. People you once resonated with no longer understand your perspective. You see through the unconscious patterns playing out around you, and it can feel exhausting to engage with those still asleep. The mistake? Withdrawing completely. Yes, solitude is essential for self-discovery. But isolating yourself in an attempt to preserve your newfound awareness can become a prison. Awakening was never meant to separate you from the world. It was meant to expand your ability to be fully present within it. The real challenge is integration. Learn how to exist in this world without becoming consumed by it. Find new connections that align with your frequency, but don't reject the world entirely. Every interaction, even the uncomfortable ones, holds something to teach you. 4. Believing you are done evolving. One of the most deceptive traps after awakening is the belief that you have arrived, that you have figured it out, and now your journey is complete. This is the ego in disguise. No matter how deep your awakening, there is always another layer to unravel. The moment you believe you are finished, you stop expanding. Some people cling to their initial awakening experience, turning it into an identity rather than a process. They begin speaking as if they have all the answers, subtly placing themselves above others who are still seeking. But true wisdom recognizes its own limits. If you ever find yourself thinking, "I've finally figured it all out," that is the exact moment to question yourself. Awakening is not a singular event, it is a continuous unfolding. Remain humble, stay open. Be willing to let go of even the insights that once felt profound. 5. Trying to fix yourself instead of surrendering. Here's the hidden trap. After awakening, your ego doesn't disappear, it simply adapts. It disguises itself within your spiritual journey, convincing you that you now have to fix yourself, achieve higher states of consciousness, or perfect your spiritual practice. You may become obsessed with self-improvement, constantly seeking ways to be more awakened or spiritually pure, but this is just another illusion of control. True awakening is not about achieving anything. It's about surrendering. It's about letting go of the need to constantly work on yourself, and instead, allowing life to transform you. Ask yourself, am I trying to control this process? Am I turning awakening into another form of self-discipline? The mind craves structure, but the soul thrives in the unknown. Learn to trust the process, even when it feels uncertain. The path forward, what now? If you found yourself making any of these mistakes, don't judge yourself. Awakening is messy, it's uncomfortable. It will break you down and reconstruct you over and over again. The key is to remain open, to let yourself be changed without grasping for control. Instead of clinging to the past, embrace the unknown. Instead of seeking a new truth, learn to sit in the question. Instead of isolating, integrate. Instead of believing you've arrived, remain a student. Instead of trying to fix yourself, surrender to the transformation. The final truth: you were never lost. There is no final destination in awakening, only the continuous unfolding of awareness. The mistakes we've explored are not failures, they are part of the process. Every misstep, every moment of confusion, every struggle is exactly what you need to grow beyond your limitations. You are never truly lost. Every challenge is part of your evolution. Now it's time to step into your power. So what has been your biggest challenge after awakening? Have you experienced any of these pitfalls? Share your journey in the comments. I'd love to hear your perspective. Let's navigate this path together.